Hello, Keller Williams East Valley. This week on Command Challenge, we are going to go through tagging and segmenting your contacts in your database. Now, this is a critical thing that you do in order to systematically, effectively, and efficiently work your database. Now, remember, your database is your business. Why is that? Because when you are operating at a high level with your database, and a high level for many of us may be just getting them in and regularly talking to them. But as you begin to regularly speak with your database, it will consistently produce results for you. This is a secret that we have, that it's not really a secret. It's just that people don't take the time to do it. So we're going to talk today about how we go through, tag our database, segment it so that we can maximize our efficiency from it. Now, the reason we're going to segment our database is because not all people have the same interests. Not all people in our database are created equally. Even if people are buyers or sellers, the same buyers don't have the same questions. They're not looking in the same area. So you can't really talk to all of them the same way. And traditionally, your CRMs have been set up exactly like that. You get a buyer who comes in and they all get the same communication. You have a seller who comes in and they all get the same communication. Well, we want to set you up to where that is not what's happening. They're getting a similar message, but the exact same communication isn't going out there, and I'll show you what I mean. If you have a buyer who is in Gilbert, you don't want to be sending them new properties from Anthem. You want to be sending them only the things that are in Gilbert. You want to be talking to them about aspects to purchasing in Gilbert, neighborhoods in Gilbert, activities that are available in Gilbert. And if you go down even further to, like, say, your particular neighborhood where you live, then you want to make sure you're giving them the information about the neighborhood. Like, is there a community garage sale? Is it a community bulk pickup day? Whatever it is, you're providing value and content to them that is something they want to use. This goes as far, in my opinion, as understanding their interests. So if somebody is into sports, you want to note that they're into sports, what kind of sports they're into: football, basketball, swimming, running, hiking, climbing, whatever it is. And then if they have a favorite team, I would even go as far as to note that favorite team. The reason being is you're looking for ways to be able to leverage your ability to speak with, not just on a one-to-one relationship, but on a one-to-many relationship. And the way to speak to people in a one-to-many relationship is to speak to things that they're interested in, things that they actually value. Now, the way to do that is going to be through tagging your database. So I'm going to show you guys now how to go through Command, how to set up tags, how to set up your custom tags, and how to apply those tags. All right? So let me share my screen here and let's dig into it. Here we go. So as we log into Command, I was just recently in Designs doing this background, in fact. So when you come into Command, you're going to go into your contacts. Now, in our first week of the challenge, we did inputting of contacts. So you've put in 10 contacts a day. You could have anywhere from 50 to 70 contacts in there. Maybe you only have 10 or 15. Maybe you have a couple hundred. It doesn't matter. The principles are going to be the same. Now, you want to find a way to sort these people. Now, if you don't have them already sorted in some fashion, either be able to do it by name or something, you will have to go through them one by one and do it, which, yes, that can be laborious and totally worth the time of your investment. Now, Command has some system tags already created in it, okay? Now, the system tags that are in Command are tags that you don't even have to worry about coming up with. They're already there, and you can just apply them because they're tags that most everybody will use. Those system tags are going to be found, actually, if you were to just go to Filter right here, click on Filter, you'll see right here you have system tags as one of the filters you can utilize. If you click on that, it'll show you the different ones they have. So they have agent, so you can put agents in your database. I recommend you do that. Why? Because you should be nurturing relationships with agents so that when we have, I don't know, say another shutdown and you need property for a buyer, or you have a property, you have a list of agents to reach out to and say, hey, do you have a buyer looking for, or do you have a listing in whatever, right? So that would be my recommendation there. Allied resources, these would be, your vendor contacts. These would be trade people. These would be people that are helpful in you providing value to your database. Bot, Well, they completed. They were a buyer and they completed buying, so now they're a bot. But before that, they're a buyer. So there's buyer and there's bot. There's your downline. So if you've recruited someone to Keller Williams, you want to keep track of them, just kind of see how they're doing. You can apply a downline on them. When you have an invalid email address, that's a good one to flag, because then you can sort yours by the invalid email addresses and either get rid of them or contact them through phone numbers, if that's what you have, to get a hold of them. They're a KW agent, another good one to note, so that you know where your referral relationships are. If it's marked as spam, another one, so you know that you do not want to continue contacting that person. They're a referral partner. If they're a seller, or if they've sold, again, this is someone who's selling, or if they have now sold. And if there's someone who's talent, so if you meet somebody that you think might be a good fit for being in real estate, or being someone on your team in an admin capacity, or is somebody that would be great for utilizing for marketing, whatever it is, those are the system tags. Of course, the ones that are going to most frequently be used are going to be your sold, your buyer, your seller, and your bot, as well as, if you're being purposeful about things, putting in your agent and allied resources. Okay, so this is where you find those. Now, the way that you apply a tag is we open up here my sample contact. Again, Mr. Saltine test contact. That is Saltine with a $sign. When we look in here, we can see, oh, wow, I've got a lot of contacts added for this one here. Okay, that's just because there's been different things I do in testing this contact. But the way you add a contact one by one is you come in here, you click on the pencil. After you clicked on the pencil, you're going to scroll down to the spot that says, oddly enough, tags. And then you're going to just click inside the space there, and then you can start typing. So if I'm saying that this one is a buyer, I'm going to type in buyer, and then I just click on it, and there, the tag is added. If I want to add to them that they are also a seller, because we're going to do a buy sell, then I might put both of them on there, because I'm going to want to talk to them both. Might be better, depending on how you're doing it, to do they're buying first or selling first, mark them as that, and then switch them. But it's really up to you. I'm just going to leave mine as buyer like that, so you can see this is how you go in and you add one tag at a time. I click save, and there we go. Now we have the buyer tag on my Saltine test contact. Okay, and if I were to come back to here and I wanted to say search for all of my contacts that were buyers, the way I do that, I'm going to click on filter. I'm going to select the system tag of buyer, and then I'm going to apply it. And now everyone in my database that has the system tag buyer is going to show up, and it looks like there's 298 in here marked with the buyer tag. Okay, now you're going to want to do this for the system tags to get them as applied as you can across the board. Now, those are very general tags. You're going to want to get more granular, get more specific with your tags, and that's where your custom tags come in. So to apply a custom tag, again, I can open up my Saltine test contact, scroll down to, oh, gotta hit my pencil, scroll down now to the tags, and let's say that I know that this contact really enjoys boating. I'm going to start to type in boating, and if boating is not already a tag, it won't come up. If it was already a tag, of course it would have come up, but since it's not, I don't get one. I finished typing it out, and all I have to do now is create a custom tag by clicking here. It now brings up boating. I have the option to give it colors, right? These are the only colors that there's not like a color wheel for me to be able to change the colors. So these are the colors I can choose from. So I said I'm going to use this kind of deep aqua color for it. And from there, I'm just going to hit save. And now that contact created the tag, but I didn't apply it. That was my mistake. So if I were to come in here now and type in boating, let's try this again, because we need to do add. Add, now it's there. Now we're going to save it. Now it's done the correct way. Okay, so let's do that one more time. When creating a custom tag, because we know that this is someone who enjoys boating, let's say I'm going to add an additional tag beyond boating. We're going to say water skiing. Okay, they enjoy water skiing. So I'm going to create custom tag after I type that in there. I'm going to apply again, same kind of color, and I'm going to click add. By clicking add, it then adds it, of course, to my contact. I save it, and it's now an available tag I could use on one of my other contacts. So if I were to say go to, right here, a sample contact. A sample contact is a buyer. It looks like they're a family member that I've created for them in the past. I'm going to come down here to my tags, and now I'm going to type in boating, and it should pop right up. See that? And I just click on it, and I can type in water skiing. I can just type in parts of it, and there it is. Now all I have to do is click save, and those tags are now applied to that contact. So what our challenge is for this week is to go through your database and begin to apply contacts. Now, don't just randomly apply contacts. Start with your general interests that you have. My recommendation is to think about for yourself, what are the interests you have in terms of your hobbies? And make sure that those are tags you're going to apply, because those are going to be the easiest ones for you to communicate specifically with your database. Now, when you go through and you go through contact, like if you're doing the DTD4 or the DTD2, whichever one you're doing, if you're not sure what that is, check KW Connect. There's a system in there for going through your database. As you go through that and you go through each contact, think about who they are and things they like, and go ahead and put in the contacts, the tags, you know, where do they live, to get the state in there would be my recommendation, so that you have, if I were to ever send anything out in my database, I'm originally from Salt Lake City, I have family that's in Salt Lake, and I have family in California, Idaho, some here, and some in Texas. So I would want to say, all right, if a sample contact, when I'm going through there, is, yeah, they like boating and they like water skiing, but they're an Arizona resident, I'm going to make sure that I put down that they're from Arizona in my contacts. I'm going to scroll down here because I've got a whole bunch of mine. Maybe I'll just need to do AZ for mine to get it to pull up. See, if you get too many contacts, you can't pull them all up. So I'm just going to go ahead and say AZ on there and say I'm going to go ahead and create a custom tag, and we can give it a color red. You can give it, just leave them white as well, and add that one. So now what that does is if I'm sending out any information to just the Arizona people, I'm not telling my family and friends in Utah who don't care about what's happening here in Arizona all the time. So that's the kind of stuff you want to be thinking of. How do I speak to my database in a fashion that if I were to call them, I would be telling them relevant information? Okay. If you have questions on segmenting and tagging your database, please, again, as always, contact me, the staff, member of the ALC, or any of the other agents here in the office. We'd be happy to talk it through with you on our strategies of what we use. And we're going to see in the coming weeks how we can go through something like Command and do this sort of stuff, where you can bring up your contacts like I had done. I can sort them all by the buyer, which is already done. Remember, filter, I sorted them by buyer, brings them in here. And then there's mass actions that you can apply to your people inside of Command, so that you could, if I wanted to, I could say I want to apply the same tag to all my people in here by simply selecting them, and then I say right here, see, select bulk action. And if I wanted to say all of these, I want to put another bulk tag on all of them, and I want to say that all of these people should have the same tag of Gilbert, for example, then that's something I can put on here. Again, I have to clear out some of my tags. I could put Gilbert on there and it would apply it to all of my contacts. So we'll go over that. You also can apply SmartPlans. This is going to be the way for you to effectively work your database, make it systematic, make it so that it is robust and powerful for you, and not just something that holds people's names and info and is like a really glorified Rolodex. No, it is a virtual assistant in a lot of ways for you. All right. So if you have any questions, please let us know. Until then, stay strong, stay safe, and onward together.